Dana had the habit of lighting rusty kitchen koroboy lamp as the hours approached midnight and we are alone. Nyangile, we call it. Some people call it othungaginyero, that which stifles my laughter lest I blow the flames out. More like intensity of being a witness to your own life. We arrive at certain very scary times and endure insurmountable pains. These cut close. They arrive in droves and not in small installments that we add to our sorrows. Life is sometimes like that. I wondered, still do, why she chose that little paraffin lamp. Why not a candle? Why not the darkness? Why not the light that was installed by Uncle Jay? The mind is the power of the human spirit, she would explain. The spirit is as the lamp, and mind is as the light which shines from it. A little lamp. One of the scariest places one can ever be inhabits the desperation for life to show you something, a sign. Lord, give me a sign, DMX used to sing. Maybe a quick dim of the inflaming trials, perhaps even a hope and an end to everything all at once. My grandma, a strong believer in our high pitched alto, sang Amazing Grace in muffled tones. Young, soaked in awe, I'd wake up to go sit at the round crocheted bedside mat. It made her worry that I could see through her. She used to insist that I am delightfully introspective and would not be surprised if I could read someone's soul. Nyabiro often insisted that such a prayer is made when you are at wit's end, and the only thing that can make sense in that moment in time is a cosmic intervention. Funny, she would add, it forces you to speak in tongues, mute inconsolably, or resort to mother tongue. Both grief and love live simultaneously in a mother's soul. When one disconnects from their vital essence, they see what they see but still want something pointed out. You are terrified of the answer because maybe you are afraid of what you will see. This is one of the bravest and most vulnerable times you'll ever come to. It is the point at which you surrender what you know and you wait for a beyond to present itself. These moments are usually experienced from and in a place of doubt or lack of direction, where you need assistance to find the right way. It is an admittance of surrender. It is walking for ages and looking back to see how far you've come and wondering if you are willing to go back, sometimes imagining the possibilities still left in the future. Story time. Now, Grandma had been struggling with sleep. I hadn't yet figured out how to keep her company when on those occasions. I was deep in the mind. Sometimes I'd stare blankly at the laptop the whole night without typing a single word. My manuscript gaped unfinished. On this night, however, the lights went out at our house once. I turned all of them off at night and went to bed, so I did not know when they came back. Something woke me up at 3 a.m. though. I checked the lights and they were back. I got the urge to get my laptop from the sitting room, but I had no use for it. I mean, it was 3 a.m. I was awake but still sleepy as I usually am during this time. But something told me to go and get it. I checked her. The curtains were parted, moonlight dimly shone through the bedroom window. I sat at the exact spot I used to sit on as a child, except there was no crocheted mat. There was another mat. For what seemed to have stretched past 10 endless minutes, when I moved to the living room, I noticed the cooker was on, crackling, and I hurriedly went to turn it off and unplug it. It could have been moments before an irreversible disaster if I didn't go out and check. I've had many downer moments where I felt lost without myself and utterly overwhelmed by despair. I realized how much I often don't give myself enough credit for pulling through this far. I also arrived at a profound conclusion that I underestimated the weighty affair of recovery. Most of the insufferable days are past me, yet there is a defeat that consumes me entirely. Sometimes I think life cannot pull any more surprises. I've been on survival mode for more than a decade, even though post 2019 saw me break the odds a great deal. There is so much that haunts me at a level that only I can endure and possibly rise above. My proclivities to silence, solitude, and inward resourcing has complicated my journey of recovery. Nowadays, I just sit with mine. Besides still feeling like a burden without a relieving breakthrough on side, some experiences are ultimately very personal. That is a chilling and isolating fact of life. It seems the wheel of time have returned to the same muddy road. I can't breathe. I struggle to. I look around and see how far off I've slipped from the care of loved ones. I stop myself at imagining a higher possibility than myself. My passions seem to have departed me. A grad school that hangs in limbo, my teaching and research career suffering a lethal blow, a recent discovery in my scans that I am yet to confront. I am no longer brave, neither a dreamer. I stare at the recently finished painting and it makes me sad. It connects the thread to my stagnation, my incapacity to publish my book, which is now finished. I think of my daughter and myself and the thoughtfulness that I am aware surrounds me. Sometimes even all that fails to steady me. For many of us at our age, and even younger, and any other age really, we find it difficult to tie our shoes without falling over. Now I see why Grandma often insisted that she has to tie my shoes. We close our eyes, we stand on one foot, we touch the tips of our noses, and over we go like a pelican in the pond, poof, drowning. If youth is the season of hope, it is so often in the sense that our elders are hopeful about us. For no age is so apt as youth to think its emotions, partings, and resolve as are the lack of their kind. Each crisis seems final, simply because it is new. We are told that the oldest inhabitants do not cease to be agitated by the earthquakes of life, but they probably see beyond each shock and reflect that there are plenty more to come. If you are here, if you've been here, like me, asking for a sign, this is it. It is the suspense of a 3 a.m. You might not need to, but you can paint the portrait of an arriving light. This is my hope and love, even for you. Omondi Chuka, and this is proof of life. Dana